This channel is for educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions. Hi, this is Joe. So one of the things investors get confused with is related to who's in command. Are the buyers in command or the sellers? And this often comes into place when we're looking at the ADX indicator. I think a lot of people get confused when they see a rising line. They assume it's strength in the buyers. But I want to make sure you understand how to use this indicator to really delve into when there's a reversal. Do we have confirmation that the momentum is truly reversing? And then secondly, we want to make sure we can compare past peaks and past valleys and make sure that we know who's in command and whether they're strengthening or whether they're weakening. All right, I want to go through this in detail. So let's go ahead and get going. Now, if you want to learn about these techniques, I would suggest clicking the link in the description to find out more about my book. I think this is a great place to start. Also, if you do enjoy this content, please hit that like button and also subscribe. All right, so I've got the weekly chart of Pitney Bowes up, and actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just focus in on the ADX indicator, so I'm going to just highlight that. So I've got my price chart with my moving averages and the ADX indicator along with the DI lines. All right. All three of these for me are what I would consider to be the ADX indicator. I don't view the single line, blue line, the ADX, as an indicator all by itself. I don't think it's good enough. So what we want to do here is recognize when we look at this, and you notice this reversal in price. When we had rising moving averages, 18 above the 40, both lines rising, that signifies an uptrend, all right? When we reverse to a downtrend where the 18 is below the 40 and both lines are declining, do we have confirmation of what's taking place in the momentum? We want to have momentum confirmation to know that we have the potential for continuation. Okay, so here's how I view it. One of the things you want to do and get really good at, and I want you to kind of look at it this way, and I'm going to separate this out a little bit. What you should be doing is looking at every time DI makes a move, you know, a significant move that's like a new fresh breakout. We want to look at how far the ADX indicator went during that move. Okay, so if I start to look at this, I can see this was a negative peak right here, this peak. This was also a negative peak, so I'm going to put that in. Here's another negative peak here. Here's another negative peak here. These are all based on the sellers, okay? It's negative peak, another negative peak. Now we get our first buying peak, all right? So I'm going to put a plus here. This peak was based on the buyers. Then we consolidated back, and we made this high. Now, this is a... Once you learn a little bit more about this indicator, you realize this is actually kind of a bad signal for ADX. It's making it look like it's stronger than it really is because it didn't close in a strong manner. But in this case, this is the positive peak, all right? And then we can look here and we see we have a negative peak, another negative peak. We've got a positive peak here based on the buyers, okay? Here's a negative peak that didn't do anything, another negative peak, a positive peak here. All right, and then we get a positive peak where we see some strength again crossing back above the 25 line. All right, now what I want to point out is, and let me clear this off for a second. So this is a great exercise for you to go through and just mark every single one of the peaks. So these are all positive, 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 all positive peaks throughout this whole period. And this one negative peak right here, let me just show you this. So this is a negative peak that went up like that, and it got up to about 12, all right? This is incredibly important when we go through a correction on the downside. You recognize how the sellers had no strength whatsoever in the decline. So we got a decline, and we had no strength in the sellers. This tells us that the bias is still to the upside. We want to use this in our entry and know that we can be a buyer here during this consolidation after the decline because we know there was no strength in the sellers. All right. So I don't want to get too far off topic, but I want to make sure you understand. Look at this reversal and notice how we went immediately from a positive peak to a negative peak that crossed above 25. So we get this strong move, and then within, early 2025, we have strength in this, we have confirmation that this trend is strong to the downside because the ADX makes a really strong move up into the 40s. And then it was confirmed again. Now, every time you make a peak above 25, you are confirming the trend to the downside, and we should expect downside continuation. That happened all the way until we got this move to the upside, and we got a positive peak that overtook the last negative peak. Let me just take these off so you can see. This was the last negative peak, and then we got the positive peak that took over. This was a sign that we had at least an interim reversal in place. And if you notice what happened, we ended up making another big move to the upside. All right, that was follow through. Then we go through a downside move where the negative peaks start taking over again. But this is where it gets important. We make this move here, and it looks like we might be trying to make a reversal, but we don't have a lot of strength in this positive peak here. All right, and then we immediately come down. And if you notice, we have no strength in the sellers, no strength in the sellers, no strength in the buyers. Through this whole period right in here, we have no trend strength at all. Okay, we don't have anything telling us that there's a strong trend. We should not be getting out aggressively doing anything through this whole phase here, essentially, because we need strength to confirm the move. If you notice, we get this big green bar, we get some continuation, and we break out, and we get the green ADX positive DI to make a really strong move and break out. And that causes the ADX line to get above 25. We finally have confirmation that the trend is shifting to the upside. Now we have positive peak above 25, another positive peak above 25, another one here. Then we go through a correction and the negative peak is really weak. That's telling us expect more positive peaks coming. Now we get this another strong positive peak. So what should we be expecting? We should be expecting a pullback that sets up another positive peak, okay? Until we start to see weakness in this indicator, we should be expecting continuation, all right? Now, the only time it's different is if this keeps going and it gets kind of out of hand to the upside and we get a climax move, then we might go from a positive peak to a negative peak immediately, go straight up and then straight down. So normally that happens when we get an accelerated move to the upside and we get some kind of a V-top, all right? But I do want you to understand, go through and make sure that you can clarify every last move, all right? Remember what I'm saying, the last move. The reason why this indicator is leading for me, it's a leading indicator, is because I am using the last swings, okay, to determine what's going to happen next. So I can see if there's strength here, there's high probability after a pullback we're going to go again. And then we get a pullback here after this strength to the upside, high probability we go again. Strength to the upside, we get a pullback, high probability we're going up again. All right, so you want to continue to use this as look at the last move, and you can do this all the way to the downside. Negative confirmation all the way through. Every single move was confirmed. Every negative decline, every time we went to a new low, right, and had a dramatic move to a new low, we had confirmation in the ADX telling us that the trend is strong enough to continue, all right? So use this indicator this way, and I think you're going to find your analysis is going to improve dramatically. You're also going to see when to stay out of it and just wait for a new trend to develop and get going. Once that happens, then we can get aboard on the first pullback and then play it or look to even trail until the trend shifts back to the downside. This could be a great trend following tool for you to wait for a long period of sideways action where nothing happened, and then all of a sudden it starts to kick into gear. Usually that'll be the start of a pretty significant trending move. All right, let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you next time.